What's up guys, StatsGFX aka Luke here, and today we have episode 5 of A Kewbz Life, and today we have Brandon Lin on with us. So let's get on with the video. Brandon Lin is a speedcuber from the United States of America, who started competing in 2011. He is most known for his square one times with a 6.65 square one single and an 8.28 average. He has held 4 world records and 5 continental records. All 4 world records were in square one, but 4 out of the 5 continental records were in square one and 1 was in magic. Brandon also streams on Twitch under the name b_lin_queuing. Make sure to follow him. Twitch will be in the description below. And he also has a YouTube where he posts solves and other square one related stuff. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. What's up guys? So we are here with A Kewbz Life and we're here with Brandon Lin. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yep, thank you so much for having me.
So I've already given an introduction to everyone about kind of who you are and what you're all about. So let's just get into the first question. What does kind of a typical week look like for you in terms of kind of school, work, and all that sort of stuff, and how do you kind of fit cubing into that?
Yeah, I guess right now in my life, I'm like in this weird gray zone where I'm not in school, I'm not working right now, I'm like kind of in between. So I'm just like, I've been chilling for most of the like summer from now until I start work. Back when I was in school, which was like a month ago, so I just graduated from college a month ago. It was like a pretty normal like day. I would just go attend my classes and then I come home, work on whatever work I needed to get done, maybe cube a little bit. But now like since I've graduated, I have a lot more free time. So right now, like, and I pretty much just like after I wake up, I exercise a little bit, and then I have been trying to work on some like projects that I've been wanting to work on during school, but I never got the chance to work on. So most of them have been like programming projects, just like learning some programming. It's some like different like programming aspects that I didn't learn about in school, just and related to cubing. I've also been like obviously trying to stream a lot, given just a lot of the free time that I have during like whatever's been going on right now. So I've been streaming a lot, making a couple of YouTube videos, and yeah, that's been a lot of fun. And in that process, I've been trying to pick up like other events other than square one. So for example, like 3x3 blindfolded, I've been trying to improve a lot by like finishing up freestyle, things like that, and also like getting into something like 3x3 or 4x4. Events I really wanted to improve on for a while, but now I have a lot of free time to do so. So, yeah.
Sounds good. So, would you have said your kind of practice prior to kind of, so back when you were in school and in college, how was your kind of practice split between events? Because obviously you are very good at square one, so I would assume a large amount of your practice is square one, but how does kind of other events fit into that as well?
Yeah, so back in 2017, I did a lot of square one. That was like pretty much the only event I did. So basically like 100% of my practice would be learning like different cube shapes, practicing CSP, those kinds of things. Now in like more recent years, I've been trying to do other events other than square one, so like 3x3 blindfolded, those events I talked about before. So I think there was like a few months where I basically didn't do any square one at all. So I like basically split it mainly like 3x3, a little bit one-handed, and then because most of the time I usually only have the 3x3 on me, just because I don't know, in college I'm usually not in my apartment or anything like that. So usually I'm like at any school buildings, any relevant school buildings. So I'll just whip out my 3x3 and I'll do practice on that. So those are mainly like the events that I would be doing.
Nice. So how would you say your kind of life has impacted your practice? So in terms of kind of out with kind of college and school, would you say there was like other aspects, so kind of peer pressure to do kind of social stuff and stuff like that, that had a bit of an impact on how you practiced and kind of when, or did you kind of just do what you wanted to do, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think in college there was a little bit more pressure to. I wouldn't say pressure, because I actually really enjoyed like socializing with people and doing all like, and then just hanging out with people.
Yeah.
But there was like a gradual move to like not practice as much in college, compared to like in high school, where even in high school I didn't really have all of the free time to practice. Like in high school I would like get up at like 5:30 a.m. and then come back home at like either between 5 to 7 p.m. So basically like after that and trying to get some work done, I would basically not have that much time to practice. But admittedly, I would usually just practice before I ended up doing work, and then did work later on at night, which is probably not bad practice, but yeah. But yeah, in college, I wanted a more focus on schoolwork, and then I wanted to focus more on school stuff, like career-wise, and also like social aspects. So those kind of more dominated my life more than Kewbz. So as a result, I haven't had a lot of time to practice during Kewbz. So I think during 2018 and 2019, those were like the years where I kind of just like phased out of the Kewbz scene a little bit. I just like all these new cubes came out, all these new people sprung out of the Kewbz scene then. So I just been spending the last year just trying to catch myself up with what's been going on.
Nice. So just in relation to kind of your practice moving forward, you said you were looking at practicing a bit more three blind. Do you see yourself focusing on more techniques based or kind of just solves based? Because obviously you're near the end, or you have already finished three style, so there's kind of, I guess, different ways of practicing. How does your kind of practice look, if that makes any sense?
I think with respect to three blind, I'm still not finished the three styles, so I'm still in the midst of just like learning Alex, pulling up spreadsheets and being like, oh, I'm gonna learn this Alex set today, and just like looking at those, how they intuitively work and things like that. So I haven't reached the stage of like I'm gonna do solves to completely learn three style, completely like solidify three style. But I have been doing solves to like reinforce like edges, since like edges I'm pretty much done with the three style for that. So yeah, it's kind of split between the two. So maybe I'll do some solves with, I'll just do some solves with just the Alex that I know right now, and just for the remaining Alex I just would do like intuitive commutators, stuff like that, and then the other half of my time would just be like pulling up a spreadsheet and learning at the Alex from there. So yeah, it's kind of, I'd say it's kind of split between the two. I guess that's only really applicable to 3x right now. With other events like 3x3, I haven't been learning a whole lot of techniques. I am kind of pushing ZBLL and those kinds of things aside, because I think for someone at my stage, I don't think that's really important for me right now. For me, I think I should be improving on stuff like look ahead and doing F2L more efficiently. So yeah, it really depends on the event here. And I guess for like square one, for example, I'm practicing a little bit of square one now, just to like maintain my speed. I think the main techniques that people are using right now are like OBL and PBL. Right now, I think like for me, PBL is, I think even if I learn PBL, I think it'll make a marginal impact on myself. I don't know like how fast I will personally get from doing PBL, since like I think eventually I'll hit a point where it'll become too busy to learn the rest of PBL, and it'll be kind of the learning of PBL will be kind of useless after that. And OBL, I'm not sure how much speed up that can get me as well, for like similar reasons. Yeah. So I'm kind of at the stage in square one where I think I need to like improve stuff like my turning style in order to like get a little bit more faster.
Just moving on from that, it's a nice segue to kind of square one and square one improvement.
Right.
Because obviously you've done a ton of square one through your life and are really fast. So what's kind of your tips on kind of square one improvement and kind of alg sets as well to kind of learn, in your opinion?
Right, let me think about this real quick. So I think that many people think square one is just algorithm, just like learning alg sets and stuff. But many people don't realize there's like a decent amount of, first of all, look ahead, and your turning style in square one affects you so much because it's just very different from how you would turn a 3x3, for example. So I think, other than learning algorithms, I think people should like primarily work on their turning style and see what suits them, because there's like a ton of like different things that people do. Primarily, people use like some variant of like Western turning style, but everyone does different things. So I would say primarily, if someone's trying to get better at square one, work on your turning style, and also like try and look ahead and see like what your current algs, what did they affect? Because most square one algs don't affect too many pieces, and you are able to see like the next step between like each of them. So yeah, I would say those are like the two primary things people should be working on, other than learning like algorithms, advanced cube shape, those kinds of things. And then the magic bullet, I guess, at the end is CSP. So a lot of people ask me like when they should start learning CSP, and I always tell them like, honestly, like whenever you want, but I would highly recommend like when you're sub 15, sub 20, that's when you start learning like advanced stuff like this, because it just helps you so much, tremendously much. It just makes solving square one so much more fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with my statement that parity is kind of the worst part of square one. So get that out of the road at the start and then enjoy the rest of the solve.
Yeah, parity is the reason why maybe people like 4x4, 6x6. But square one, you can avoid that entirely. So it's a great feeling. You've like conquered the puzzle that once gave you great headaches with this one simple hack.
Yeah, I remember my first square one solve was days. Because I messed up parity so many times, and I was like, oh my god, back to the
yeah, that happens to the best of us.
But yeah, so kind of like looking ahead to EO while doing CO, because obviously there's like not many cases for like CO, so it is obviously beneficial to kind of look ahead to your EO while you're doing your CO rather than finishing that step, pausing to recognize and then go through.
Yeah. I think like that's essentially like what OBL is trying to solve. Right now, I think the current algs people are using for OBL might be a little bit more inefficient in terms of like finger tricks. So that's kind of the reason why I'm not switching yet. Maybe I'll get on the train of like developing new algs for OBL, and then maybe I'll be convinced to learn the rest. But for now, I think just like looking at what edges you have during CO, and then guessing what the EO is going to be is like just as good.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all my questions.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. Your audio cut off a little bit.
I think that's everything from me.
Okay. Awesome.
Thanks again for coming on. You can find all of Brandon's links to his YouTube and to his Twitch in the description below, so go show him some love. Thanks for coming on.
Yep, thank you so much for having me again.
See ya.
Yep, see you.